How to solve a Rubik's Cube. One of the most brilliant puzzles made in all time. Now, if you want to learn how to solve it, this is a 5-step guide, yes 5, on how to solve this puzzle. First thing we're going to do is learn some notation. R. So, anytime you see just the letter such as R, it always means clockwise. But every time there's a little apostrophe looking thing, like R apostrophe, it means R prime, which is to turn it counterclockwise. So R, right clockwise. R prime, right counterclockwise. U, up layer, clockwise. U prime is the U counterclockwise. Now, I don't think I need you to remind you how the clock works, so let's just get into the notation. First is U, U, U prime, R, R prime, F, F prime, L, L prime, D, D prime. B is a bit tricky because it's kind of hard to keep track of, but it's the same as the rest, where it's like B, B prime, it's kind of hard to see, but B, B prime. And then there's also the rotations, which I don't really know. There's the big U, which is a lowercase letter, big U, big R, big D, or fat D, and then the, the wide L, which is L. There's also a wide primes, which is pretty interesting. There are cube rotations that are like wacky. So that's all the notation you need to know for solving the 3x3. Next part is going to be solving the cross, and I'll be doing a quick little sample cross. So here, I always start on white because it's the easiest to recognize. So here I see we have one white piece, and it's already lined up with green, so that's great. Let's just kind of put that in there. Boom, that's the first piece of our cross. We want the pieces of the color here and the color on the white face to match. So here you see we have a red cross already, that piece there, but it doesn't match up with the blue. And we see it's right here, so we're just going to move that. Doesn't matter about the red, so we're just going to kick that out of the way right there. Now we see that this orange piece is on the bottom, so we want to bring it to the top doing a wide R move. And then this part is really intuitive, just kind of put it in there. And then you see this is the last red piece, so find the red, bring it over there, and just put it in. You see, this cross is very intuitive. The next part is we're going to solve the first layer, which is basically aligning not just the white side, but every single other color that belongs in here as well. So that means we're putting in these pieces. Oh yeah, this is not a full-blown tutorial. This is just the beginning, like how it's going to work. So once we have the entire first layer done, just so you know we have the first layer, then we do a second layer. This is like just a brief overview of what's going to happen in the next days, how to solve Rubik's Cube. Now, once we finish up these corner and edge pairs, I call them corner and edge pairs. When you get to the more advanced method, they'll be called F2L pairs. Once you're done with these corner edge pairs, you have first and second layer solved. Now all you have to do is focus on the last layer where we permutate the edges. I'll be teaching you guys something called 2-look OLL actually. This is going to be a 6-step guide. There's something I use called 2-look OLL to solve the top layer. So basically you just make like a yellow cross, and then you solve the last layer case. Now this thing is permutating the edges. It's called 2-look PLL, where you do a PLL and then you're left with this thing called the U-perm. Now the U-perm it could be a sequence of M and U moves, like MU and N prime, or it can be a series of U and R moves. So that's pretty much a brief overview of this series. To review on notation: R, R prime, L, L prime, U, U prime, D, D prime, B, B prime. There's also the whole rotations thing. There's the wide U, the wide R, the wide L, the wide D, or wide D and wide D prime. There's also like primes and all that stuff. So that's pretty much the first out of 6 how to solve Rubik's Cube tutorial. See you next time.